Astro Podcast is filmed in Studio Cloud 9.
Hello, hi, I'm Jody Shirami. Welcome to my weekly astrology podcast. This is astropod underscore cast, and this is Friday, May 3rd, 2024. Welcome. How's everyone doing? To all my return viewers, listeners, thank you for being back. To my new ones, I am Astrology Mama hashtag, and I'm here to discuss how astrology and the science and art of it all affects us personally and collectively. So welcome. So this week is very, very volatile. It is full of curveballs in baseball, as they would say. Very difficult to hit balls that are coming in at you, and you can't figure out if it's going to drop, come in quick, or curve out. So that's what this week is about. What is happening? Today, yesterday actually, on May 2nd, that was yesterday, Pluto began its retrograde nap phase that is going to last until December. And when a planet that's outer planet, especially when it stops, it becomes more powerful because of the waves that it was emitting a certain way while it was moving. Now it's stopped. And so we feel that stoppage of energy flow coming at us. And now the energy flow is going to kind of go in reverse as it slowly moves back into Capricorn on September 1st, and then wakes back up, and then it will start to move again in Aquarius, where it will remain for 20 years. So we are living in unprecedented times, times that no one on earth has gone through yet. Things are happening that happened during the Vietnam War, during World War I, during World War II, the Korean War. All these times have changed. The Civil War, the French Revolution, um, and it's just incredible because of the way the planets are situated in the astrological calendar that it is bringing on so many changes. So with Pluto stationing direct, we're feeling that Pluto energy of transformation quite heavily. And so this week, the moon is traveling through the sector of the calendar of the cosmic plan that has to do with all the outer planets that affect us collectively. And the moon also affects us collectively. Although we're born with different moons as an individual, the collective feels the moon's power wherever it moves, just like the tides move with the moon. So do we. So this is what's happening this week. It's that the moon right now is in Pisces. It came in yesterday on Thursday, and it's here on Friday, and it will be moving out over the weekend as it shifts into Aries. So right now on Friday, we're getting a little bit of a time to kind of be able to look at our dreams and figure out what's going on here right now with the Pisces moon. And the Pisces moon is in Pisces meeting up with Neptune. So today is completely foggy. So foggy that even with your fog lights on, you probably can't see too far. And things will come in garbled. You don't understand what they're saying, and then you have to think about what you just read. Maybe you have to listen to it another time, maybe 2 more times before you get what they're trying to say to you. So students, especially today, will be having a difficult time just paying attention and listening to their teachers. So hopefully with the nice weather, a lot of kids got to go outside for recess. I know my 8th grader did, which was very nice for him. So that's what's happening right now, is that we're feeling this Mars and Aries energy, and it's very, very powerful because Mars is very happy here. He wants to go do things. He's got the energy, he wants to do stuff. And Mercury is here too. Mercury is also our mind, who is now awake. Won't be fully awake until around May 15th. So with Mars here stirring up Mercury, whose mind has been blah blah blah, and Mercury's been here in Aries for almost 2 months, 8 weeks, because it took a long nap here. So think about that. Our minds collectively have been spinning and spinning. Are we going to have peace talks? No, we're not. Are you going to bomb this area? No. Yes. Yes, I am. No. Well, you give me more arms, and yes. No. Yes. So back and forth has been going on. And it's all setting us up to think that we really have a say in any of this stuff that has to do with war, because um, in terms of history, it's always shown that power has to do with war. So the people that have power aren't ready to give up their power anytime soon, even if the power goes to their family, down the line, inheritance, whatever. It still stays in the family. So these are the things that are happening in terms of revolutionary energy with Mars in Aries, and we're very, very, excited, having been in Neptune, met up with Saturn, got the blueprint of what to do, and then met up with Neptune and got inspired to go, free people, fight for a good cause. And now it's ready. Mars is ready to fight for a good cause, and that's what all the student protesting is about. Is putting your energy towards good, towards a spiritual cause, for humanity, for all of us together. So it's all stirring up the pot. And the way it looks is that it's going to be very difficult to stop a global war from happening in about 2 years. Everything is just perking up for that. And everything, as much as you want to calm down the environment of rebellion, it's difficult to do that as an individual. And then when you protest, you get arrested. So there's so many things that are going on right now that we really, again, don't know where to look. How many things are going to come out? Did this wife murder her husband, or was it his girlfriend that murdered his wife? Or did he murder his wife because he has a girlfriend, or because she has a boyfriend? There's so many things going on. You're just like, what? This is like a soap opera I grew up watching when I was younger. All my children, or General Hospital. They come back from the dead. They're disappeared. They had they've lost their memory, amnesia. So there's just all these things happening that you think, oh my God, never, over in 100,000 years, we're here. We're at that point where these planets are meeting up. And so the moon right now is in Pisces on Friday, and we're sleepy. It's probably going to rain. And then it's going to head into Aries over the weekend. So the moon is moving into Aries Saturday on the 4th. That's a big day. As it shifts into Aries, it will meet up with Mars, who recently just entered Aries. Awesome. So here we're going to have some emotional, spirited, passionate ideas, with Mercury still there also. And Mars is at home ruling the moon at this point, and Mercury, happening tomorrow when the moon shifts out of Pisces and enters Aries and meets up with Mars at about 2 degrees. And that, incidentally, is where Pluto just began its powerful shift and also is pinging over here to them. So we're going to have some explosive, out of control energies over the weekend because the Aries moon is here for until Monday. So not until Tuesday-ish do we get a little relief with the Taurus moon calming the waters down with Venus also in her home sign. So even though there's going to be a little bit of things that will help us to calm down, if we don't think and mindfully calm down, it's going to be very difficult this weekend for a lot of people to get a grip on their reality because collectively the moon will be affecting everyone in Aries to be very I need this, and I can get obsessive because I need this. The moon in Aries can get obsessive, but the moon in Aries can also be used to start a new endeavor that you need. Maybe you want to rehab your house, or you want to take a trip, or something like that that Aries wants to do and go that Mars can help with, So these are the things that you can put this energy towards because the moon also wants things that, desires things, and needs things. So be careful with your money also with this happening because Venus is now in Taurus. Its home sign and it's near Jupiter. So spending money can be easy, and also it could be happening like this with Uranus there. And so you can just be spending money, and then all of a sudden you wake up Monday, Wednesday, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know I spent that much over the weekend. I was just having a few drinks, I just bought a few t-shirts, I just bought a couple of fruit trees, things like that. And as it shifts into Taurus, Wednesday is also another day to really take it slow because now Mars is heading towards the North Node with the moon also having just passed over that. So emotionally, we are raw because the North Node has us digging deep into our childhood and our destiny and our purpose. So we get a little bit raw with all that inner deep diving because Aries again in the moon sign is going to be uncomfortable having to deal with emotions at all. Okay, it doesn't want to deal with emotions. And then Mars doesn't want to have to really sit there and meet up with the North Node and to make it easier for his path. It doesn't necessarily want to do that. Okay. So basically, we had a kind of a quiet week this week in terms of personally because Mars and Venus moved into their home signs where they're very happy. And Taurus, makes us happy and we want to eat grapes and lay out on the green grass, you know what I mean? But now this week, energy shifts because the moon that rules over the collective needs and desires for those couple of days is moving through the outer planets and meeting up with them. And that's going to shake up the collective to react and want change because Pluto's going to be involved with, even though it's asleep, it's stronger because it's not quite asleep yet. It's going to take it a long time to even move 1 degree. So it's super powerful right now and it's sending its message out. It's like, don't forget, this is what we're doing. This is what we're talking about. Let's review the details and see what's going on here. So that's where we're at. There's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of lies coming out again because Pluto is involved with shining that bright light onto you of integrity. And the sun being in Taurus is fixed. And Venus here is going to hold her ground in terms of changing values. So when Venus starts to get into Taurus more and ends up meeting with Jupiter and Uranus and the sun, she's going to go have she's right now going through a Kazemi where she went behind the sun and she came out a morning star. Now she's getting ready to do the same thing with the sun, and she's going to come out as a night star. I think that's happening next week also. Don't quote me on that. I'll write about it in the comments, in the summary when I check that out exactly. But Venus also is going to come out as a night star, and she's going to be very stubborn here in Taurus, where she's very happy. She doesn't want to change anything really, so that's going to be happening against the Mars energy in Aries. And yes, we're going to move, we're going to do these things, we're going to do that thing. So that's what we're dealing with in terms of the collective out in the world, in the mundane world. Expect peace talks to kind of crumble with knocking heads. Expect them to really just maybe pretend to do things and not really do them. Maybe there's another agenda there. So these are a lot of things that are happening. But, what are you going to do? You can only try to vote out the people that want to have war and give money to keep killing people, because whatever's going on, when you have termites, you have to kind of you put a tent over your house and try to kill all those termites, right? So when you do that to people, it's a criminal international breaking the law, because that's what trying to stop World War III from happening. They made these laws, hopefully never have to drop the nuclear bomb on anyone ever again. Use it for energy. Use it for good, not to kill each other. And so these are the things that are going to be reviewed these next 2 years. And as that goes on, seeing how people react to it will decide the fate of humanity. And if the Earth can't survive 7 more years of the heat and the war, then, we probably should think about putting these people in jail for trying to destroy the Earth that we love, and we want to coexist on Earth with other people. We don't want it to be destroyed. We love the Earth and all of its creatures, right? So really start to think about that, is that you have to stand up for your rights to enjoy clean air, clean water. So if you're 18, register to vote, and that's the way to fight, is to vote, and it matters if you vote. One drop into the ocean matters. Without that drop, there is no ocean. So you do matter, okay? The new moon in Taurus on May 7th is a huge new moon. It is reviewing what's been happening in Taurus season here and for a while. And it's going to really start to let us see that here we get a chance to plant new seeds that will take hold in the mundane world, because it is a earth stable sign. It is a fixed earth. Like I said, Taurus, it's very difficult for fixed signs to move, and Taurus doesn't want to budge. So its values remain the same. It wants to do the same things. It wants tradition, just like Capricorn, but it's more into luxury. And so Capricorn and Taurus usually get along well because they both want the same thing. And to get those things, you need money. So with this new moon, there's chances here for a lot of us to manifest what we've been thinking and planning, with Mercury in Aries all this time, getting ready to move into Taurus also. And with Venus here in Taurus, the luxury, the love of yourself, the things you want are a little bit easier to manifest because Pluto's involved, and Pluto will help you get what you want if you tell them what it is you want. And then Jupiter and Uranus is here in Taurus with this new moon. Wow, mind blowing. Oh my gosh. I can manifest my dream. Uranus, the electric, the energy, the innovation. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So these are the things that are happening. So really don't waste this week. You have this energy. We've had it for a week. We're going to have it for another 2 weeks. But all of these energies are going to be spread out over the next 2 years. And some of it will be beyond, like Pluto. When Pluto's involved, it's beyond. So some of this stuff will last for a long time. Okay? So think about that. So that's why Pluto for me is making me want to exercise and realize I gotta get myself back in shape. Because hey, there's still a lot more to do. Still many more miles to go before we sleep, right? So think about all that. I wish you well. Make sure you just are mindful, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Um, Take it easy. Avoid confrontations with people. It won't go well. May 6th is going to be a very explosive day, from what I'm hearing and looking at and watching. So be mindful of people wanting to start fights, causing trouble. Be mindful of people fooling you. With the Pisces energy, you're still very strong. And Neptune's also meeting up with Mars and all these other planets. So there's a lot of fog in the air, and you're like, oh, I can kind of see, but I can't. So be very careful. Watch what you say, because Mercury is getting ready to meet up with Mars, and they're getting ready to oppose Pluto together. So what you say will go a long way for good or bad, to where what you say could really come back to haunt you. So be really careful. And if that's for Mr. Tyson, I hope you know I'm not discrediting you. I'm just asking what's going on with disliking astrology. Okay? So that's all that was about. I wish you a happy weekend and enjoy this Pisces moon for today. Enjoy relaxing, watching a movie, having a good night's sleep. And then tomorrow night, the Aries moon will be moving in, and you have more energy to socialize or do whatever you got to do. Okay, so take it easy. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It would help me tremendously. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Lots of love, hugs, and kisses. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. See you next week. Keep an eye out on my outtakes on Astro Podcast Instagram.